You're live.
Okay, just waiting for it to come up. Let's see. Okay. Good afternoon, Theresa.
Good afternoon, Whitney.
Welcome to, let's see, what are we calling this? Welcome to Wisdom to Wealth with Theresa, Pellizzari, and Whitney Hammond. So finally, we have connected our technology. So we started the show last week. We weren't live, but we figured it out. And so what we're going to do is we're going to run Wisdom to Wealth twice a week. And that will be on Wednesday and Friday at noon. And they're going to be 10 minutes, so we'll keep them tight. And we did some polling, and what came up, there was a lot of people with a lot of questions, but the majority right now, there was a ton of people that answered, but the majority of the questions were, how do I get started? So that's what we're going to talk about today, is how do I get started? How do I build that nest egg of wealth that everybody else seems to have except for me? And the other thing that I just wanted to quickly mention, if I can show this, it's time delayed, so I can't see myself while I'm doing this, but there is a picture here that I'm holding up that explains how the coronavirus, how we will recover financially through our markets and through our economic situation. So, and it's all talking about flattening the curve. So hopefully this picture will show. The top line is the people with the illness, and the if we can flatten that out, the recovery of our economy will be less steep. So this is our economy. So we started with the virus, the economy goes down, then we get this bottoming effect here, and then we start to climb back up again. So the flatter this is, the less deep this part here will be. So really, in a way, there probably will not be another time like this to buy in the stock market for another 5 to 10 years, because we're actually in a correction, and the best time to buy is in a correction. So Theresa, what is your solution to financial stress? How does one get started?
Well, you know, Whitney, I think the most important thing is something I learned years ago, and it is how much I cannot stand stress. And how do we get rid of it? How do we manage it? How do we work with it? Because it will always be in our lives. And one common theme is make a plan, get started, don't wait. And that plan will immediately start reducing your stress. So I put a financial roadmap together that I follow as a process with my clients, and it helps them, as I said, remove that stress. It inspires them within the first hour, and then they're then motivated to take action and put it in place. So the first step to that is really understanding what is the current situation. What is your income? What is your debt? And when you put those two things together, we get paid 2 to 4 times a month, but we spend 60 to 80 times a month. So how do you keep track of that? There's a very simple cash flow tool that I use with my clients that takes 20 minutes. And by the time they're done, they're always amazed at how much money they have that is leaking out of their pockets. So from there, I understand, what is their debt? What is their current assets? What are they doing right now with their money? And what are their goals? From there, we have the whole picture, and then we can put together their financial roadmap to get them to where they want to be and reach that financial security, and also work towards their dreams, because it can be done. And it's bite-sized pieces of habits that are consistently put in place that you can forget about because they're in place, and you can go about living your life. And if a situation comes along, as we've all experienced, everyone in the world is experiencing this right now, how do you want to feel if that happens again? Do you want to feel confident? Do you want to feel that you have that money set aside, that nest egg that you can live on, and it'll significantly change your stress?
I like this, Theresa, because studies have proven that people have 3.9 times more in assets when they're actually working with a financial advisor.
Absolutely. And that's true because there are many resources out there, different strategies that we don't all think about. Just like we don't think about how an architect works day in and day out. That's what they do. They're the experts. So no different than us. If we can know what the client wants, we can leverage those resources, the expert advice that we all have at our fingertips within the companies that we work with, and be able to put that together to make the plan as simple as possible. And the key is to keep it simple so that you're not overwhelmed. I do not have any client tell me that they're overwhelmed going through this process.
I love this. And the one thing that we hear people focusing on is this pile of money. And in my practice, what I do is I focus on the income in retirement. So instead of looking at the pile, I teach people, I show them, this is what you're actually going to have in retirement. So we take your Canada pension plan, your old age security, any RSPs, anything that you have at work. So, and I know that you do work the same way because we both have the same tool. So it sounds like a big part of the solution is paying yourself first. So that's what I work on. I know that's what you work on. So Theresa, how can we reach you? I think that we need to have a call to action here because people are asking, how do I get started? And it's a great time to get started because all you have to do is money attracts money. So if you had like $25 a month going away into a plan, all of a sudden you start to see that building up and money attracts money. And before you know it, you're adding more and more. So how can people reach you? Because this is a great time right now. We don't start accounts at this amount, but we can today to get people started. So let us know.
Absolutely. I'm a text or a call away. I will, I'm on Facebook, so you can private message me. I'm happy to post my phone number. I worked with a young client yesterday, 22 years old, and within 30 minutes of being on the phone and 15 minutes sending her a recap, she has a plan in place and knows exactly where she's going. She's going to sleep on it. If it makes sense the next day, boom, it's put into place. So it does not take long. It's very simple. I can be reached at any time because my goal is to be easy to do business with. So
okay, and that
works for you, then it works for me.
Absolutely. Okay, and so that is our 10 minutes. So what we recommend is anybody to send messages on private message, and then we will connect with you afterwards. Tune in Friday at noon, and we will talk to you later. Let us know anything you need us to talk to you about. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Whitney.
Bye-bye.
Bye.